So let's head into our possible final map of this evening. It will be Border. Who knows? Will be on, I believe, the attack, and Wind and Rain will then be on the defense, as we will see that Glass ban come into effect. And this one, I'm not surprised by, is the Glass.
No, that's that was Wind and Rain's ban last map as well. It seems like they really don't like this Glass.
No, I think looking at Glass, in the way that he can combo with other operators, like for example, maybe if he only had 2 smoke canisters, and some of the other operators didn't bring too much to the table. Like for example, if you gave, what's a pretty, you know, bad operator? Finka. Let's say you give Finka smokes. Finka was the only other operator with smokes. Yeah. Not really that good at Glass, because then he only really has 2, because you're not going to bring a Finka. But whenever there's operators like Jackal, like Doka be available, who are so strong as well in their own right, and also carry those smoke canisters, then that's what makes Glass a threat, because then you have this trio of death coming at you that you just cannot stop.
No, it's very strong having the Glass on this map as well, because like you said, you can isolate one half of the site on Armory and just take the site. You know, you just smoke off 2 bits, you clear out a bench or half wall or blue, what people call it, with Capital maybe as well, with the 2 smokes and the bolts, and then you've got that whole half of the site to just plant randomly anywhere you'd like. But I'm quite surprised about the Hibana ban really on Border. That's quite unusual. Normally it's the Thermite. I
don't think I've ever seen one of those before.
I don't think I've either, honestly.
I've seen Thermite.
Thermite's
never
more
seen
common.
Hibana.
Maybe because, I don't know if it's because Cade ain't out on this in Prem, but normally on Border you can probably see a Thermite ban, so you can use Cade from a distance, which makes it a lot more dominant to take on this map.
Then also we are going to be seeing Maestro and Mira, so Echo gets available this time. So we're going to see both Valkyrie and Echo available. So if you're looking as an attacker, yeah, you're more likely going to bring your IQ every single round. Because if you don't, you'll probably pay for it. Yet Wind and Rain have brought neither.
Yeah, it's very unusual to not bring an Echo or a Valkyrie. Especially, what is it? It's the first floor bomb size as well, which could be so strong.
Echo's really good.
Yeah, you put an Echo drone upstairs.
You can put the Echo drone in the Leon spot.
Exactly, the Leon spot now. That's what people call it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't think anybody used it until you used it. So, yeah, it's your spot.
I claim that. Like, it's mine.
Nobody played Chalet on that double window before K9 played it.
True.
K9.
Yeah, I suppose. Either way, like you said, taking a Valkyrie or an Echo on this site is so strong. You put a Valcam upstairs, you've got the C4 as well. You sit on that camera, wait for him to walk past, boom, dead. It's a free kill only all the time. Or you take the Echo and you put a drone upstairs and you come and retake with the Echo. You said 2 people up the main stairs and you retake with your 2 strongest guns, and then you Echo drone them, and it's pretty much a free retake if you play it well.
So we are going to be seeing that Capital that you did touch upon can give great utility, can get rid of players in towards that half wall, which is more of the common position we see a lot of anchors play. Sometimes we see Echo, Maestro, maybe the odd time we see a smoke, but a very risky position for your denial. Yeah. And then also the fact that he can also be comboed with a Glass, and even still just the smoke arrows on its own cannot be eaten up by an ADS, which is another big thing really going for Capital on Border. A lot of advantages for the Brazilian operator.
May I say, if Capital was in his buffed state, he would be a must ban on this map. The way Capital was in his buff state was so strong that you could just take everything here. You could put 1 bullet hole below the floor on Armory, shoot a firebolt, and that's your Armory control. You do it in office, you know, shoot above, you've got your office control. It's insane how strong he could have potentially been, and I'm glad that they've pulled back and they're going to look at it again, because otherwise it would be way too strong for this map.
So they have took upstairs control, so they can start rotating in and trying to use some of that destructibility factor, but no, they have lost procs in the gunfire, so they don't have the sledge. Of course, like we've talked about, Capital could have used some of that utility to try and take upstairs control, but there was no presence being held by Wind and Rain. They've decided to play much more relaxed, much more loose, as we'll see a 2-man rover flank. No Thumbs is inside of B, and Vex will see the IQ and will find the kill. However, Diffuser has been planted at 2 versus 4. This is going to be cutting it close, as Ghost will be left inside of a 1 versus 4. And really from this stage, you would imagine Wind and Rain have the manpower. They will be able to outgun everybody who tries to go for it. Great peek from Tyrant. Ghost falls. Well, an easy cleanup from Wind and Rain. They played it loose, they played it relaxed, and they had the retake available.
Very unfortunate for the IQ upstairs on the timing, obviously running away and then getting spotted by the Jaeger upstairs, sorry. Whereas when you're doing this attack at the vent hold, you should really leave one guy just outside on a drone and not be inside so he can't find you as well. And just let them take it, and then when they're there, you shoot them. So then that doesn't allow them to kill the planter and allow you to just get the plant out and win the round.
So we will head upstairs to that armory and lockers. This is going to be the second bomb site that we're expecting to see. And then maybe if they manage to take that, well, hopefully I would like to see either a customs or a bathroom. I would like to see bathroom more. I love watching bathroom tellers.
It is very nice to watch.
Because it's still a bomb site which I think is completely untapped with potential, because we never really see it. How often do you see a team snowball on defense?
Not often.
On border. Not a lot. It's very, very rare. We might see, yes, one customs or bathroom tellers, but mostly it is the customs being picked. But for the most part, we usually do see back and forth rounds on a map like Border.
Yeah, like you said, on the bathroom tellers, it's one way in a way that you have to hold it the same way above, but the way you hold above can be so different. You could leave armory alone, you can play inside of armory. You could even make a couple holes by top main stairs into the CCTV room and play inside of there, you know? There's so many ways you can hold upstairs with your team on the top floor for tellers. It's actually a lot different than people would think.
So we'll see a bit of utility being used in towards that security room. They have decided to attach some castle barricades to windows to try and keep themselves as safe as they can be. And they have decided to switch out the sledge for who knows, but they still have plenty of soft destruction with bringing in the Sophia instead. Wind and Rain have decided to pick up the Echo, so that does give them that intel. I believe he has one just located right on top of that archway. The other Echo drone, he could potentially use that as, yes, he is going to use that to help his roamers inside of security. That's a great play to go for, because not only does it give you intel, you can also then try and play aggressive off of that as a defender if you know someone has been Sonic Burst. Ace will find Vex, and Ghost will jump straight on in. But Castle has fled before being traded out by Tyrant. Actually, by Ace again. Another kill for him. Tyrant, massive double kill. Great shot onto Ghost. Finally, Tyrant's starting to get a little bit of steam for himself. But still a 3 versus 3. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, a very clean take from Who Knows. Despite obviously losing the 1-for-1 trades. They definitely did that very fast and very clean. Unluckily enough, the Wind and Rain didn't put the Echo Drone in kitchen, which I think would have been a better option, so then they could play in there and Echo Drone as they peak. But a trade, again, from Prox with Tyrant, and Tyrant's really put a lot of influence on this round, taking out 3 people before dying, and there's 1 minute 30 left on the board with the Thermite and the Ash. Not really too much utility, and a lot of utility on defense. You've got the Echo, you've got the Smoke, and there's no IQ to find your drones anymore. So they could play this very well and very slow, and just use their utility to deny plants or deny pushes with the Smokes and the Echo combined. And just make sure they can't get into the site. But right now, Who Knows isn't playing this as they should. They should play together. Yeah. And the Echo could be on his drone as they push, so they could double kill the Smoke together and then push his Echo alone as well. But that's not what they're doing right now. They're just holding angles, waiting for them to peak, which they're not doing. And they're just pushing solo, which isn't what you should do really on this type of attack in a 2v2 situation. It's
one thing I always come back to, and that is refrag potential. You need to play together as a team. If you're trying to take 1v2 fights, that will end in disaster. And there we go, the 1 versus 2 fight tried to come in. No Thumbs will win against Blackout, but it is going to be an Echo. He has that Yukai drone in position, will be able to stun that Thermite. As No Thumbs doesn't even know where the Echo drone is, and we'll try and go for his plant again. He could stick it, but again, that Yokai drone will be there as he sticks it again. But still, that active intel being brought out by that Echo drone, and the peek comes in from No Thumbs. The disorientation will be enough to send him looking the wrong way. Harris gets himself a freebie of a kill, and Wind and Rain, well, they carry on and they take another round.
Pros don't fake.
Yes, they do.
Sometimes. To win the round, but either way, sticking that defuse there would have been so much stronger because it would allow him to get closer instead of just peeking blindlessly in towards the Echo, which he had all the info on. But it's unfortunate, sorry, that he did that. And I've lost my words. I forgot what I was going to say.
Just chill, you know? Just relax.
What's I going to say?
You tell me. What are we going to talk about?
Let's talk about the next round.
Okay.
Customs. Alibi, Rook. Is this what you expected them?
Well, no, I don't. I think I've seen Alibi in this bomb site, but not also comboed with the Rook. I've seen Rook on this site, and I've seen Alibi, but not together. An operator that I'm quite surprised that isn't being chosen is an operator like Mute.
Yeah, or Bandit.
Just anybody who can try and stop something. And especially, I like Mute specifically because that security room is going to be that gem in the
strat.
Yes, exactly. For Wind and Rain is because if you lose top floor control, everything else falls after that because you give up, of course, that soft destructibility. You give up the hatch.
And the whole bomb site really of customs.
Yeah, that one hatch literally nullifies anybody playing inside a B.
It's insane. But like you said, no Mute, which is very strange because they could use Mute very well because they've got the Maverick and not the Thatcher. So they could use Mute jammers at a hidden location to maybe so the Maverick can't see it, so they can only open one side of the wall, which might help, or they might be able to find it all because you can place it in odd placements, especially with the half wall inside of jail. They could place it on the other side and it could deny.
Yes, it can carry on. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, of course, there is multiple ways you can get rid of that. You can try and open up the top, nade it. There's different alternatives to that strategy. Nobody is going to be playing inside of security. Instead, they're going to revert back to the similar way they played inside of that first round, where they play very loose, very relaxed. They don't want to try and show who knows where they're actually playing. So that means they're not going to use any setup. They're not going to give anything away. And they're really going to try for the retake strategy, which, yes, I do agree with in some circumstances because there's a lot of flank angles you can have. But at the same time, the upstairs retake is quite difficult.
Definitely. Like you said, who knows getting the first pick onto the Rook from Nathan as the Maverick. But yeah, as you said, they could maybe retake, use their impact grenades because they do have 4 from Blackout and Tyrant, but Vex gets a kill onto Ghost, pushing in solo for some reason without any drones. Very unusual thing to do, especially with the Jackal with the smokes, taking up a lot of time from the defenders.
So Vex will still try and play aggressive, but will be punished by no thumbs. And still a minute 30 to go. Wow, that's a pinch and a half. Nathan cleans up house. The Maverick, QE. Not as good as what it used to be, but still. Hey-oh, massive double kill from the Maverick. Puzzling round.
Yeah, Wind and Rain seem to do things that aren't normal. Like, they're not holding CCTV and they're just giving it all for free and then they're peeking and dying, which isn't what they should be doing. They should be playing together, holding rooms, and they're just giving everything away for free and they're not getting any picks back either.
Yeah. I think the whole thing about Wind and Rain was, yes, they tried to go very loose and relaxed, but if you want to commit to a full retake, you need to land your shot. You need to get those frags.
Play together as well.
Because a retake strategy can end in misery sometimes, because let's not forget, if you're going for a retake, defenders then play like attackers, and defenders, I don't think have the great capability to actually go for an outfrag on an AR, for example. You know, if you think about it, is an MX4 Storm really going to outgun an R4C?
No.
That's the bottom line of it.
Yeah. Very surprising for what Wind and Rain are doing. They're not really taking... It looks like they don't play this map, not this map, sorry, this bomb site a lot. As you can see, they didn't really have the setup for it. I might be wrong, I might be right, I don't know. Either way, they're going to go back to the first floor as it is their preferred bomb site, as they did take it on the first round as well, and hopefully see the same setup from them, which worked out very well for them in their retake as well.
Yeah, they did win it. It was a very... a risky round, I think, for who knows, where they went for a very aggressive plant without even checking anything. Nobody from Wind and Rain at that stage was actually dead. And it was an incredible retake from Wind and Rain. They managed to really put in the shift. They had teamwork. They worked as a duo in some circumstances, sometimes as a trio. So, yeah, Wind and Rain held it together quite well. That's something that you love to see. Tyrant runs out, gets that spawn kill onto the IQ, sets them up quite nicely. And I think at this stage, Tyrant's starting to get the confidence.
Yep, Tyrant's back to how he usually is.
Yep.
Getting them frags, getting aggressive. But, again, no Valkyrie or Echo, and the IQ's dead this time. So, I'm not quite sure what they're doing again. I mean, Wind and Rain aren't really taking the opt that they should. But they have brought a castle instead. Did they bring one last time? A castle?
Yeah, I believe... No, they brought it for their armory defense where they castled in towards that security, but not for this bomb site.
No.
They had much
very
more...
weird change. They brought the dock as well, which they could have brought the Echo instead, because, you know, ACOG and Echo drones, but what do I know?
Nathan is another player that's really stood out, not just in this game, but I also think in Bank he had great moments on this. Maverick, he's really came into his own stride, and it's shown why Maverick is the definition of a lone wolf. He has flashbangs that he can use to aggress. He also has that breaching torch where he can kind of go as that lone pusher. You can have, you know, your Thermite Thatcher combo, try and push in towards that main armory wall, and then you just come up behind, drill a little hole, and you can kill somebody not suspecting that.
Which is silent as well.
He is literally the lone wolf. He can just play how he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, it's working out perfectly for him as well, because he's just running around how he wants to, as you saw on the customs defense as well from Wind and Rain. They're all pushing it up top, while Nathan is inside of Passport, or Checkers, however people like to call it, and he's just mavericking holes in the wall and killing people on sight, you know? And it's really catching Wind and Rain off guard, as you just saw there. He made another maverick hole, and he catched off the dock this time, which is just, it's really helping, who knows, getting these round wins. Despite their 1-2 down right now, that last customs attack definitely was because of Nathan really stepping up his game with the Maverick and the solo play, bringing on the big frags for the team.
He also will use that blowtorch to try and get himself inside of that custom. So he's rotated all the way from that office right around to the other side of the map, and is still using that utility to try and get him in somewhere else that more than likely Wind and Rain will not be ready. Tyrant did get picked off quite early on. I wonder if any of those goo mines will be sticking about, and certainly on a bomb site like B, you need that, just that immediate intel. As soon as the little, you know, the noise comes out from a goo mine, wow, blackout straight through. Not just his smoke, but also just the standard smoke as well. Another one for a blackout, and that will be the drop shot coming in from Nathan. I haven't seen one of those in a while as it comes to a 1 versus 1. He will go for the plant, but Spades is expecting a B instead of an A. Will try and drop through the hatch. Doesn't manage to see the Maverick. Nathan versus Speeds. Nathan will land the first couple of shots, but he is still weaker. That impact nade does miss as well. This is as tense as you can get. You can cut the tension with a knife. Speed swings on round, tries to spot out the Maverick. Still misses his shots. Will he reload? Yes, he will. Knows he still has plenty of time to challenge with the UMP. What will he do? Nathan still lying down. Just waiting for the angle. And Nathan, again, massive from the Maverick. Gets, who knows, right back onto the horse. And they're off.
Like you said, lone wolf player. He's getting them impact frags. He's getting off people where they shouldn't be getting picked off from, and then he's making that big clutch at the end as well, getting that 2v1. Played it very well, held the off angle to Speeds. Didn't know exactly where he was. He thought he might be standing or crouched, but no, he's prone behind the mattress, and he can't see him.
My, oh my. Nathan certainly looking to try and take MVP, I think, of this match.
Definitely.
Like, even in Bank, his attacks on Maverick were also excellent. Sure, Proc stole the show in his defense. This time, Proc's quite quiet on the attack.
Yeah, a lot quieter than before, but
maybe he's just a defense player, you know?
Nathan's stepping up. He's doing his job. He's taking his part for the team, and he's letting them get the kills instead.
So let's move into our next bomb site, which will be back up to the armory. So we've seen a nice little Vent Armory Customs, Vent Armory. Maybe we'll see Customs after this, who knows? Well, who knows, don't know. As they're on the attack.
No.
I always hate that. I always hate the fact that teams have like puns
in that name.
That makes it really awkward for casters.
Yeah.
Like what's another awkward one I think we've had? I'm trying to think.
Obviously IDK, but
yeah,
that's
old news by now.
That's a hit or miss, really.
Yeah. I can't think. There's a couple of players' names who are really awkward as well.
My man.
I don't think that one's
not awkward,
bad.
but
it's not awkward. Funny. But there's certain phrases and names and stuff that it's kind of like a funny pun, but it's not a very good pun, you know.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Who knows? See, there you go again. Like, see, what can I do?
Just make some more dad jokes.
Just make some more. What? I don't make dad jokes. I make funny jokes.
No.
No? Okay. Do we just call Wind and Rain Gareth? Don't just call him that as now on?
Yeah, why not?
Who knows in
Gareth?
Was that a good joke?
No.
Alright then. I thought it was a good one. thought not. But hey, let's hop in to our round number 5, which has already begun. The bit of drone work will be sent in, and this time instead of that armory take where they tried to push in through security, Who Knows have completely rotated their strategy and is going to go for the much more untouched bomb site of that archive. Prox just barely missing out in the kill onto that Legion as he does live to fight another day, but that has pushed anybody out of that little concrete area, which is quite pesky for a lot of planters to deal with in some scenarios. So they are set up quite well with this office take. What's the one thing that you think that Wind and Rain really need to do and start rotating their men towards to stop this happening?
They need to take places where they're not. As you can just see now, the Echo Drone is going into security, and they're going to probably go take that, which give a big help to Vex right here, as they can't push him if they've got security control. And Vex getting a lovely shot onto the Jackal of Ghost, which is going to impact around as well, because that smoke grenade's gone, and now they can't do a great part in Archive, but they have an IQ, and they've got an Echo and a Valkyrie, and they're not being found. So they're actually going to be using their utility properly this time, but Ace is not really going to be looking for those cameras, as he's right next to one, but he hasn't scanned.
He does find the Echo Drone on his drone, but the Echo Drone does...
he doesn't find a Valcam.
Gets away.
Unfortunate.
There's still a bit of utility still to be used by Who Knows. I'd imagine Proc still has his frag grenades to potentially, I'd imagine, try and stop a bandit trick. However, that Maverick call that was made will be used against Who Knows, as they still got a kill from it, even though before Blackout did push in and managed to find one. Prox has just took the forefront of the shots and does get sent right back by Speeds, makes up for his previous mistake inside of that 1v1 clutch. Echo Drone will also get rotated, but that IQ is still available. Both of the Echo Drones are going to be inside a B. Isn't this a time where you quickly pull out your scanner just to see for one?
Especially in these crucial seconds, 25 seconds left, as he's been Echo Droned himself, and he's not doing anything about it, but he's going to push and get this Valkyrie, who's on the C4 and does get injured.
You see his foot?
Oh, he's been traded. It's injured for injured. Oh, no, he's not injured.
He was
he's injured.
He's dead, so.
My bad. Like injured.
Yeah, sometimes whenever someone prones, it looks as if they've been down.
Yeah.
You know, that down animation is very...
I always think that
looks like that. It happens just whenever you're also just playing the game in general, not just the first person.
Especially without points on and you hear the proning sound.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, Ace, IQ, didn't find any Echo Drones or Valcams, it looked like, and it really costed them that round there, because they had the information of where they are and what they're pushing, and they could just wait. They don't have to peek.
Yeah. It's a matter of fact of, if you're going to be using an operator like IQ, you use the intel. You try and use that gadget, which is what it's meant for, is countering Echo Drones and Valkyries. If you want to pick that operator to frag with, do not pick IQ. Pick something else, because it's just a waste.
Definitely.
We've seen that with different teams throughout the course of just the history of Siege, where teams are bringing these operators, but they're not utilizing it to the best of their ability.
For comfort. Like Twitch. You don't always need a Twitch now, but people will still pick her just because she's got a great gun.
Yeah.
But I do think, though, if someone needs to go the IQ, it should be like Prox or Ghost. He's always pushing with the Thermite.
It should be a flex player. Like, Ace is that guy who has been very strong on the attacks throughout the season. He is one been stepping up. You know, he's got a couple of plays of the week, 3Ks, 4Ks, whatever he's had. If he wants to play a fragging operator, do not put him on one if they lose the IQ. That could be the end of the round, simply off an Echo.
Luckily, though, no Valkyrie or Echo again from the vent hold, even though they are bringing the Mute and the Legion, which doesn't make sense, really, in my opinion, if they're not holding above, which they are, never mind. But still, instead of the Legion, bring a Valkyrie, you know, bring an IQ. You don't need the Legion for info if they're pushing office, if you've got a Valcam in there, or for Armory, but they're not doing that. It's very strange. I don't know why they're not using... Oh! How the hell did he just die? Is that from spawn? Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a tap fire.
Through the wall. Very common pre-fire, actually. That's very unfortunate there. From Tyrant getting picked up as the Legion, as we said earlier. The impact fragger, really, for this match.
Yeah, he has been... He was looking very strong within those first 3 rounds. Kind of fell off a little bit. Maybe whenever he gets back onto his signature Ash, and we will see him have much more of a sporadic effect. And on a map like Border, I think he will excel in, because like we've talked about, it's not the same as Bank. You don't have to be as destructive as you have. You can have that more loose and comfort and free of play. So that's what I think will start to happen. We will see those Mute Jammers cause problems for Who Knows, but again, they still have Maverick, who will then have to rotate up and just waste just a little bit of time, but still nothing major that's going to come in to bite Who Knows in the long run.
And they could have used the Sledge to grenade the jammers as well, but Sledge has died to Harris earlier off the mute, and Ace is just pushing up solo while he's getting drawn into Archive. As we said earlier, he's not really using his utility as he should. He's just pushing solo, as we can see right here with a drone with him. Although there isn't a Valkyrie or an Echo for this round, there could have been. You know, they could have sick-picked off the Echo, the Legion, sorry. But, yeah, as we said earlier, Tyrant, when he does get those frags or when he does step up, they're winning the rounds. It seems like he's a very impactful player for them. And that every time he's died, they're mainly losing. As you can see right now, 4v3 situation for them on the first floor defense.
I think it seems to be that whoever gets first blood just seems to win off the momentum. We don't see that too often. Sure, you lose a first blood, but then somehow one of your teammates pulls off a 2K.
Yeah.
For this match, whoever gets the first blood, it seems to have a much firmer grip on the entire outcome of the match.
What we're not really seeing from Wind and Rain is refrags.
Yes,
obviously he was spawn peaked this round. It's unfortunate, but Ace getting another kill. But no, look, he's alone. No one's there to refrag. They're really lacking on this refrag potential for the defense, which is so crucial as a defender. As if you're in a 4v3 situation, you could still win that as a defender if you're the free. But yeah, 1v3 now. No refrags again.
Speeds.
Oh no, that was a refrag.
In not the best position. You see Spermite run past him. As Spermite will go for the plant, but those smoke canisters will be there. Could potentially upset this round with a kill. And no, Ghost will be there once again. As the Jackal plays big against Speeds. And who knows, well, he will walk away with a split 3 rounds to 3 as they then get their defense. So that was as even as we can be. So we've seen Vents and then Armory, first of all, being won both by War. Then we've seen the bounce back on Customs and Vents by Who Knows. Armory seemed to be the real stronghold for Wind and Rain as they also won on that defense. And Vents proving to be just not the best bomb site for Who Knows as Wind and Rain have managed to lose that twice.
It could come down to that Valkyrie again. You know, 1v3 situation, they're on site. If you have an Echo or Valk, you'd know where they are. But they don't bring it. It's very unfortunate because they're making simple mistakes which they could learn from, which I'm surprised they're not really thinking about. If info ops in this meta on defense is so strong, and if you don't bring info ops, you're not going to win these rounds.
They seem to be both teams sticking with similar setups. We're seeing both teams kind of bring the exact same operators. I think the only one has been the Maverick on the side of Who Knows, where they brought it every single round.
Soft destruction this time.
And then also Who Knows have decided to bring a Bandit. But still, you have Smoke, Jaeger, Legion, and Echo, who was all picked by Wind and Rain. So both teams are very evenly matched, like we're expecting to see. But who will be victorious as we come into this next half? Keep in mind, we still have overtime active. So if it does get to 6-6, then we will have our standard next 3 rounds to see who will determine and become the winner. If it is Who Knows, they will win 2-0 on the night and they will go straight to LAN. If not, we will have a 3rd map, which will be Villa in that scenario.
Yeah, personally, if you win 3-3 on your attacks, on most maps, because they're defender side now, you've personally won that half of the map, really. Although it is 3-3 and it's equal, you could easily just go and win 4 defenses just because of how easy it is to defend nowadays, especially when you bring the info of like the Legion and the Echo combined. Put in some Mugu mines one side with the Echo drones on the other, and you just a nice side. You can't take anything without the IQ or good drone info.
Who Knows could potentially be up right now if they did use that utility. You imagine if IQ actually managed to stop those Echo drones on that Thermite trying to go for the plant inside of that armory?
Very aggressive play there from Nathan, jumping out the office window to kill a guy on the east stairs, killing the Jackal, which is very good for the roamers and the smoke grenade denial, making Echo even stronger than he was.
So Who Knows will have much more of a stronger hold in towards that office, which we've seen be completely forfeited by Wind and Rain. Like we talked about, they didn't really go for any setup or utility. They just played as freely as they can. Who Knows have looked as if they've really been practicing. Of course, we didn't see them inside of week 6 because we did have that boatload of forfeits. So they have, you know, missed a week.
Yeah.
They've had time to prep for this. They knew whenever we did see Flylo get disqualified, they had already punched their ticket into the playoff.
Yeah, like I said, very unfortunate for Who Knows, as they've not been able to play against Flylow because they had to forfeit, and then obviously against us and M&M, very two strong teams, which doesn't really show their potential as good as a team like Wind and Rain, where they're middle of the pack, as we said.
Yeah.
And Who Knows is also middle of the pack as well, but they're showing their dominance right now, winning these first few rounds, winning the half, in my opinion, with the attacks, and obviously winning so dominantly on Bank.
So we move in, and that upstairs will still be held with 50 seconds to go. The only player who has been eliminated has been Speeds. Prox will be below, and Tyrant will take full advantage of that unsuspecting Legion, as he will get the first kill on the board for Wind and Rain on the attack. Tyrant also trying to play aggressive, as this nade actually comes in from No Thumbs, as Nathan will rotate in towards that L hallway. Harris with another one will eliminate Ace. It's a 4 versus 2. However, 2 attackers are still on such low HP. Vex has the angles covered. An easy plant for Blackout. Nathan, that reinforced wall will come in to bite Who Knows. As all he can do is sit and wait. Tyrant will be starting to pressure in towards that main stairs, but the angle's being held. Easy kill again for Vex. And Wind and Rain get their first attack. That is as basic as you want from an armory attack.
Yep, very well played from Harris, getting them 2 picks on the attack. Very aggressive as well, not getting refragged, which is very good to see from the attackers, getting that aggressive and hitting their shots. That's really important on the attacks here. If you don't hit your shots, you're not going to win these rounds. You know, kill 5, win the round. But yeah, Nathan loves to sit on that floor prone, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's just a very awkward angle where you're never really looking for a prone player right into the right-hand side corner. More than likely, you would expect the angle being held from the wall. Yeah. You know, you have just a basic angle or in a rappel. That's an angle we don't really see because you can't get killed then if someone rotates in through security. Yeah,
or you could just spam crouch and walk outside and get some free picks.
Sorry, they're not all like you, Leon.
I don't spam crouch. Plebma spams crouch.
Okay. Well, Plebma's not here to defend himself.
But he knows. He's probably in the chat. He knows what he's done.
He knows what he's done?
He knows.
Does he?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know.
This needs to stop. We've made this joke about 5 times tonight.
People love it in the chat.
No, they don't.
We love the chat.
We haven't seen any Leon Gibbs copy passes. I'm surprised.
Well, let's do it now. Get some Leon copy passes in the chat, boys. Let's go. Mods don't ban.
Typically, Pro League chat is plagued with you.
I'm auto banned now. I'm blacklisted.
No, you're not.
I am.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Can't do it anymore.
Lol. Get wrecked.
Feels bad, man.
It's okay. You can still do it in Prem.
Who knows? Bringing Pulse and a Valkyrie, whilst no IQ from Wind and Rain on the first floor defense. Doing much better already.
But looking at it, Wind and Rain just seem to go just straight to the wall, open up, and just rush in. That's their kind of playstyle. They don't care about the setup. They just take what they want and go for it, because we know Wind and Rain are aggressive. We know that, especially whenever Tyrant is just doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, who runs and just punches the wall? Who does that?
Yeah, it was very weird. But I mean, they've got the pulse to see where he is. Because, you know, info up's very strong, as I said earlier. But as long as Tyrant can get these aggressive plays as the Ash, they're going to really benefit from this play. As Harris gets another kill from inside of jail, and no one even knew he was in there. Was the wall even reinforced? And another lovely shot onto Prox as well on that pixel peak. Who's really stepping up this run?
Wind and Rain just seem to be explosive on the attack. I think having the combination of Harris being this lone survivor, just doing his own thing, similar to what we see Nathan, even Vex just sees an open opportunity, will take that to the fullest of his extent, and will find that bandit. However, Jaeger just sitting waiting, but the peak will miss, as Vex will shut him down. He was already ADS'd. And no thumbs inside of a 1 versus 5. Not a lot you can do in this scenario. Gets tagged up even more. So 1 HP in a dream. And that dream came to a very short and rough end for Who Knows. As Wind and Rain, the aggressiveness, just they do what they want. They take what they want. Strategy has worked a charm.
A perfect round from Wind and Rain there. Very well played from them. You know, as I said, Border's a loose map. It allows you to do things that normally you wouldn't be able to do. You know, you just go one way, you do it by yourself because it's a very compact map in a way. There's a very few rooms you need to take to get to the main lines of sight towards site. As that really showed in Harris's play, where he just walked in jail and got 2 picks just because that's where they are and they have them info on him.
I think a big thing to take away from Border is the intel gathering that doesn't seem to exist from either side. I find very strange that this has been the approach. Yes, you're picking these operators like Valkyrie, like Pulse, like Echo. If you're not going to use the utility properly, why bring it? I don't understand. We literally see rounds be decided off an Echo drone. We haven't seen that.
Not once.
Even whenever IQ is still being picked, Echo somehow is still not doing anything, even though IQ isn't using that ability.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a bit of aggression, really, like as you've seen on a couple rounds. Who knows are dying off really early, which leaves these info ops on site not being able to get on their cameras or not be able to get on their drones, because if they do, it leaves the other guy in a maybe 1v4, which they can't afford to do that whilst they're in this situation. They need to get aggressive. They need to be picking people and getting the kills so they can get back on those cameras and help.
So we move upstairs, and the last time we seen Who Knows try and defend this, Wind and Rain, well, they had a very basic yet precise push in towards that armory.
Oh, wow.
Quick run out. That will be the difference. We've talked about this. The first blood for either side seems to just win it off a snowball.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this matchup, but that seems to be the outcome. So if it keeps going the way it is, then we should see Who Knows win this.
I think it ties into them not wanting to get aggressive and potentially lose the round when they've got that deficit, you know? So if it's a 5v4 right now for Who Knows, maybe Tyrant, or he's dead actually, let's pick another example, maybe Vex doesn't want to push, because if he does die, it's a 3v5 and it puts them at more of a deficit, so they want to play safe, they want to play together. But in situations like this, that's when it works the best, because people don't expect it. They're like, oh, we've got the advantage, we don't have to do this, we don't have to peek, because, you know, they're not going to do it. But if you do it, people get caught off guard and no one expects it.
Another big thing as well about losing Tyrant is he's the guy who just runs at you. He's in this sense, he has no brain. He just kills. You know, he is the fragging machine, which is terrifying sometimes to play against. But if you shut him down early and you ruin his morale, and also ruin his team's morale, because if he's not running and getting the kills, who's going to have to step up from Wind and Rain? I don't think anybody wants to do that, because that's typically Tyrant's job. So that's another big factor you have to remember.
Tyrant is a big, heavy-handing player in the team. He does get a lot of the frags. And not having him on the lineup does obviously affect them, as we can see right now. The snowballing, as we've been talking about all day.
Snowball factor.
Is really coming to affect it. But look, as you can see, they've got the Leon Echo drone up.
Yep.
And they've also got one in CCTV, so they can also help with the flanks or bring it back later for the plant.
Well, you say they're doing a Leon spot. They're not like hiding it behind the little bag, whatever it is.
But they haven't got an IQ, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
If they have an IQ... No info on this guy here, and he just dies. Very off angle, actually. I didn't expect that.
I can imagine why Prox did that. He just wants to try and disrupt. If he gets something from it, well, that wins the round outright. But in this scenario, not the best. We will see both Echo drones come in, but Harris will find Ace as he tried to stop the plant. Echo drone as well will be shot, but the defuse has been stopped. Defuse will have to try and be planted again by Blackout, but Ghost has started to rotate. Doesn't have an Echo drone anymore, as they have been shot. As the shield sprays come in from the Elite, great peek from the Echo. Still, that diffuser has not been planted. That Toxic Babe was enough. Ghost will find one, but will not find the other. But Nathan and NoFarms cleans up house. And Who Knows, just like we talked about, will have the momentum. They have the patience. They have the utility for once, as they will put a stop to that quick, aggressive push. And Wind and Rain, they drop their first attack in this second half.
Ghost playing perfectly there, getting aggressive when he needs to, not overextending, no, not peeking too much. He quickly gets to peek, pulls back, waits for them to peek them now, because he's got the advantage. He can wait for them to peek, so his teammate behind him can get the refrag. I'm not quite sure where the Jaeger was that time. I think he might have been flanking, which also helped out, but we couldn't see that on stream. I don't know if you saw it, Demo.
I think that he swooped in for L corridor. I'm pretty sure that's where he came in from, because that's typically where we see Jaeger rotate from.
Maybe, I mean, I'm not quite sure. But either way, great round from Who Knows. Really, like we said, getting that first pick really does put them at a massive advantage. Unluckily for Prox, though, gets picked off downstairs, which could have been helpful if he just didn't peek, you know, wait a little bit and just use the C4 later once they're actually in the site, because that could also mean that there's less people pushing, you know. He could maybe stay upstairs if he knows there's one downstairs, but he didn't really know, I don't think, so we're not quite sure. Either way, Customs defense this time. They've got a smoke this time, and a Valk, and a Dock, compared to Alibi.
I'm curious to see the positioning, which for this particular bomb site, and also another thing I want to touch upon is that bathroom tellers. You said earlier that it plays out very one-dimensional. There's only really one way you can defend it, one way you can push it. But a big standout for me is the positioning and where teams place their operators.
Yeah.
Because yes, typically we see teams reinforce fountain, they try and hold in towards office as long as they can, but sometimes positioning is the key. Who's to say that we couldn't see some aggressiveness on a bathroom tellers where they try and rush out of army, try and catch people by surprise? And that's a big thing for me as a positioning, which I see different in every single team. And certainly this Customs looks to be much more different position compared to how Wind and Rain had their defense. And even starting off, they have an aggressive roamer sitting inside of tellers, because this is sometimes where we see a lone attacker try and push in from. And Ghost will do just that. Finds Harris, but loses a lot of HP from it. But of course, they have procs on the Dock, as he will be able to stand him back up.
Killing one of the main fraggers right now for Wind and Rain. Like we said again, probably going to win this right now because of snowballing. However, it is custom, so they are more likely to lose it, as it is not really a favorite bomb site. Very easy to attack. Either way, though, they've got their setup kind of alright. They did have the Dock in CCTV, which is pulled out, which is kind of unusual. You would normally see the bandit and smoke on site, so they can bandit, trick, and deny site. And then 3 people playing upstairs, which would be the Dock, Jaeger, and the Valkyrie, all playing together inside of security, just helping each other, you know. Put the Dock behind the desk, he gets the long angle. Put the Valkyrie behind the corner hatch, or the Jaeger because of the strong gun. And then Valkyrie can also just roam with the cameras, make sure that they just can't get in like the random spots, like we just saw with Harris in Tellers.
Prox will be droned out as he is stuck inside a small office, as he will start to get aggressed on by, but the crossfires are there. However, Tyrant swoops in, gets the kill onto Prox's head. And Tyrant still full HP as well. Blackout has took quite a number from some of those tags, but so has Ghost. Tyrant will open up the hatch, and maybe he may try and challenge in towards the vents, and he will go against that Valkyrie, who we know is on extremely low HP as he rotates in. Nathan and Valkyrie both just rotating in towards that vent. Nathan just lurking, as Fums will be playing inside of that supply closet. Has the shotgun. We've seen Smoke's challenge from this position before, and it will work a beauty. Blackout falls, and a 3 versus 2 goes in favor of the defense, as Nathan will still be lurking. I think they know he's located inside of that vent, as Fums still aggressive with the shotgun, misses that one.
Tyrant really needs to step up here. He needs to get that kill. Oh, never mind.
No, he doesn't. Caster's curse, Leon. I'm sorry to say.
He needed to get that kill on the Jaeger to really put it back down, but it's going to really be hard for Speeds right now, as he has got to push multiple angles, which he can be peeked from any time. And Nathan on the floor again. Gets the prone peek. At
this stage, I have seen Nathan prone peek a lot.
I don't think I've seen him off the floor.
I've seen him do it a lot, so I'm pretty sure we've seen him drop shot at stage as well.
Yeah, that one time in the fence attack, or defense.
Yeah, he was on the Maverick. So yeah, surely at this stage, shouldn't you just like pre-fire at the bomb?
Just aim at the feet. I mean,
I would pre-fire at the bomb.
Yeah, I mean they should.
You
surely
play style. Adapt.
Exactly.
That should be it.
Adapt, improvise, overcome.
Oh, that was nice.
You
happy with that?
I am.
Oh, I thought you made that up. You stole that from someone.
Yeah, I probably haven't heard it demo.
Unbelievable.
Unfortunate for you.
So we square off into 5 rounds apiece. That early attacking lead that Wind and Rain had has, well, come to naught. Could we be on for our first overtime of the evening?
Potentially. We'll find out as soon as the round starts, really, who gets the first kill at this point. As we've said multiple times, the first pick on either side wins the round. Which it looks like it's just stay like that, isn't it? It doesn't matter what bomb site, they're just doing that same thing over and over again, getting them peaks and then just winning the rounds in the defense, which is really helping out their procs. And I don't know who got the first goal last time, but procs, who I've seen mainly get them big frags at the beginning, really stepping up for who knows.
I would love to see the statistics for the opening kills to round wins. Yeah. That's what I would love to see.
That would be a good stat.
That would be a really important stat to see, because this match is either one or two ways. It's either been, you know, just an outright first blood, steamroll, snowball, whatever you want to call it, or sometimes it has been down to the wire. But there's one thing which I have seen different compared to every other match inside of Prem, there has been no massive clutch. Every round that has been won has been decisive by whoever won it. There was no, oh, that nearly went wrong.
Except for that 1-1v2.
That wasn't, but it wasn't like a massive 1-3-4 upset that we've seen throughout this season.
It's just because they're playing well.
It's just been very decisive from both teams.
I just don't think they're playing. They're playing well. They're not peaking aggressively. They're playing together. That's really important. Unluckily here, as Tyrant does get the peek onto Prox downstairs. Very aggressive, actually. 30 seconds in, and he's already got Forest, or waiting room, as people call it. I call it Forest personally, but
Forest.
Yeah.
No, we call it weird names, don't you?
Yeah, well,
there's a compass that tells you what it's called, Leon.
People don't.
Come on.
We have our calls, alright?
Oh, sorry, I'm a pro team.
Maybe you should learn my call out.
Well, no, because I go for the audience. Wow, bloodbath and a half.
Okay, well,
Vex.
2 more kills if we've been talking random.
You say this, but we are trying to, like, you know, typically we don't see 3 kills off the bat.
No.
But to be fair, this has happened quite a lot inside of this series.
Yeah, I mean, well, as soon as one guy gets a kill, it's normally led up by another one.
It's just...
And Nathan's just got an easy flank, even though it's a 2v5. I mean, he's still got that 1 pick.
It's all out war.
No one's even on site right now.
It's just a complete gladiator arena at this stage. Everybody's fighting everybody. And Nathan, just in the worst position he could be, in a room with no escape, also being trackled.
Very
Not
unlucky.
the best. And again, soft walls all around him.
But Ace, he's inside of Office or Archive, it looks like.
Why aren't we seeing wallbangs just come out?
I think they're scared. I mean, I don't think they want to do it. They're just holding. They're just waiting. They don't want to reveal their information or their spots that they're hiding.
Nathan's still just chilling where he is. And Ace still holding from above, so nobody is actually in A. This is, you know, free real estate, I believe is what we like to refer to it, and this Vex will finally finish off Nathan, just playing with him, the cat and mouse, and finally the cat will win. And Speed surely at this stage should know that the bomb site has been left uncontrolled.
He still does have a C4 though. Thermite is outside main door with a diffuser, so he's got a long time to rotate. I know there's 40 seconds left, but you know, it still takes off 10 seconds each time. It allows him to rotate and find out maybe a potential spot that he could be planting in, as he's got a bunch of holes upstairs to deny these plants. And no one peeking upstairs. He's got castles everywhere. He's fully protected. They've just got to watch these single holds and the hatch, which is very important, but they're not watching the hatch.
That was very close. He's going to go for the drop, but no. Vex will be there. Just a matter of fact that you can see the legs before the defender can see you. And that's all she wrote. A 4K from Vex. Massive round from the Sophia. Those long angles proving to be the overpowering factor against who knows, as we head into Wind and Rain's first match point of the series. Will it end here with a 7-5 win for Wind and Rain, or will we see 3 more rounds?
I think this is going overtime.
You think?
Yeah.
I think that it will go to overtime if who knows get the first blood. Because that's what it seems to be.
That's what it seems to be, but I don't know, maybe this is Armory and they've got pretty good lineup right now, so they could... Oh, but Vex has changed to the Ying. Very aggressive.
This is new, this is scary, this is terrifying.
First round.
Simply because Ying, for the most part, has always been a permaban for Border. Simply because that Armory is, you can't do much. As soon as Candela comes in, it flashes any anchor position you want to hold.
Entire bomb site, pretty much.
That's it, you're cooked. Combo that with a shotgun in that close range scenario. We've seen Hungry from Penta do that, not just with the shotgun, but also with the T. We've seen that fastest ace we've recorded so far with a Ying.
It's just, you know, she's so powerful. It's unbelievable, really. Like, just one Ying covers the whole bomb site, everyone's flashed, and you've got free reign of the site, really. And then as soon as they start getting unflashed, throw another one.
But at the same time, she's still a glass cannon. There's things that can stop her. She's not a free speed, she's not as fast. Goo mines are her bigger weakness.
Weak gun.
Yes, again, LMG can just pre-fire every corner, and on a map like Border, on a map like, you know, it's predictable places. Again, intel, any intel counters her. It's an easy pre-fire for the most part if you manage to have like a Maestro camera tagging her or the Echo drone just stunning her. There is counters to Ying. So this is where Wind and Rain need to play around the power that they have. You look at Penta. Penta check off everything they can, then they finally use all of their utility, and it works a charm. Will Wind and Rain do that, or will they just go in deep and just, without doing anything, just rush?
Well, as we can see now, Harris has actually changed from the Sledge to the Thatcher. which is a massive step up for the Ying as well. Just for a couple EMPs on the site, one on the wall, one in the corner, and then there's 2 ADSs gone already, maybe even 3, because it's just in unpredictable positions, which steps up Ying so much, because you can cover so much ground with just 2 Thatchers already in the side.
So we head in, and already you can see that the first bit of utility is going to be used, I'd imagine, as either Tyrant will try and use his ass launchers from below, or he will then also try and use, Harris will use those EMPs to try and open up that wall. Maybe we will see a bandit trick. It's very risky from Ace. If it pays off, massive, because let's also remember, only Thermite's available as Hibana was still banned. If you manage to get one of these charges, that's huge, because it means that we cannot see a rotate from Wind and Rain if things go belly up. Sometimes we see a Thermite charge open up, and then they rotate around if things don't work out. Sometimes we kind of see that as a bait and switch, which is a viable strategy. We see that work really well because a lot of teams then put all of their defender utility into one bomb site. But then all of a sudden, oh, they're attacking behind us, help. And
then they're kind of just sandwiched in the middle and they don't know what to do. But yeah, like as you said, they could easily rotate over as well, but it's very unlikely just because they've got the 1 Thermite charge. Normally, it'd be best to have 2, you know, 1 for the office wall or the fountain wall. But yeah, a very unfortunate smoke grenade used there through the wall. Hopefully it gets fixed soon, but we don't talk about that. Either way, they're going for the plant already. No Yings have been used yet, and they've still got all their utility. Everyone's alive, 40 seconds left. But an Ash charge comes from below, and now everything's going upside down as the Ying goes out with the Ash charge, just putting everyone on low health. And flashbangs come out from the Ying Candela, and the diffuser goes down from Blackout, which allows everyone to just fall back and get rid of the site.
That's it. Once the diffuser gets planted, you as a defender turn into an attacker, and the attackers are now the defenders. Prox and Nathan, what can they do? Prox has finally eliminated that Ying who caused so much mayhem and chaos. Nathan below the same rotation will find one for his troubles, but half of the diffuser time has already been ticked away. Harris with the long angle onto Prox. This is all but said and done. Nathan, what can you do? 1 versus 3. Time is ticking away. Harris will shoot him in the back, and we're headed for map number 3.
Very well played from Wind and Rain there. The mix of the Ash charge and the Yings at the same time really, really messed up Who Knows there, as they were just panicking, looking at the floor, looking at the Ying getting flashed. Just moving everywhere, and they just had no idea what to look at because there's someone on the window too. It's just a massive cluster of mess.
So that does leave us with a win for Wind and Rain on the border. Quite interesting is that Wind and Rain picked Bank and they lost Bank. Who Knows picked Border
and lost Border,
and they lost Border. What can you say?
Well, it's typical that happens really in Siege. You know, you lose the map you pick, but now Villa, a very defender-sided map. And whoever starts on the defense is going to have a massive advantage. Do we know who starts on defense?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even want. I can't remember what League Ops told me, but we'll see anyway. I'm sure we'll probably. I think it is Wind and Rain, but of course we will get confirmation before we do get back in to Villa, of course. But yeah, looking at Border, that was one heck of a match. That was really enjoyable.
Very close.
We didn't see too many clutches, but we seen just good Siege. Which we don't.
Very good game.
We don't really see that much. It's just good Siege, good strategies, good teamwork.
Yeah, good teamwork, good solo plays as well, and very good retakes on a couple defenses, but also very good executors, as we saw in that final round of the Ying and the Ash combined. I don't think I've ever really seen that before, which is really impressive to see in, you know, inside of ESL Prem, seeing things that just mess up the whole team's you know, gyros. I mean, their positioning, it's just massive cluster, as I said earlier.
A big thing about Border is that I think the snowball effect just doesn't really exist like other maps. Border has always been that back and forth, back and forth. We've seen that, you know, Wind and Rain took 2, Who Knows bounced back with 2, Wind and Rain would take 1, Who Knows would take 1. It just, there was no clear winner until we finally seen those decisive rounds come in from Wind and Rain, but still, there was potential for Who Knows to actually take that match, and they could have booked their ticket to Prem, which they still can.
Still a chance.
There's still a chance, but they still then have to go up against Villa. But overall, Border, every single round that was played was just so decisive for the team that took it, which is a big thing for me to take away from.
Yeah, but Villa coming up, like you said, much more structured map for the defense and attack, which could work in Who Knows' favor, as we just saw on Bank, 7-1 for Who Knows, and Bank is a very structured map along with Villa, so this could really work for them really well.
Yeah, also gives you guys some more maps to see off.
Yeah.
Again, you do face whoever is going to be the winner of this match. From you, Leon, would you rather play Wind and Rain, or would you rather play Who Knows?
Either one.
Either one, just anybody, you don't care.
I don't care.
You don't care.
That was nearly our team name. I don't care.
Yeah, I know that. I think, was Feral made the logo?
I did. I made IDK and IDC.
Did you? I thought Feral made them.
No.
Okay, I've been lied to.
It took me an hour and a half to do it.
Really?
That logo.
Oh, you're good.
Thank you.
It took you an hour and a half just to do an IDK.
It took a lot of precision.
I'm impressed.
Precision
he said it
Photoshop.
sarcastically.
No. Ask Meepy. He got very angry when I didn't get it right.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted it perfect.
But that's Meepy. He's Mr. Einstein. He's the smartest player that's ever lived.
Exactly. Einstein of Siege, as people say.
You know, and then you also have like Stiz, who's just a human cyborg 2.0.
X-Man.
People talk about Joystick being the cyborg. He was the previous model that didn't have any any emotion functions in it.
Yeah, exactly. No emotions. No. Even if he wins, dead face. Good job, team.
Yeah. I've seen those, the winnings of him doing Valencia.
He didn't even smile when he picked up the trophy.
Hey, I won. That was it.
When we picked him up, we went, what do you play with? I play Ibana.
Just one word. That's it.
That's all we said.
That's how you leave it. Clint Eastwood classic.
And that was it. Yeah.